I'm sorry I can't be with you today. However, I'm very pleased to be able to use modern technology to help launch the Generation Wildcat campaign, and that is #Generation Wildcat, so I hope to see it widely used on Twitter and other social media platforms. Feel free to use images of me with a wildcat head on, and if you don't know what that means, you need to get out more on social media. There is undoubtedly a great groundswell of support for the Scottish wildcat. Wildcat stories on news media websites get many more hits than just about any other wildlife stories. The key for us is to turn that level of support into meaningful and effective action. What we need to get across is that now is the time to take action to save Scotland's wildcat. The actions which we take today, and that we encourage others to take through the Generation Wildcat movement, will determine the future of this much loved and charismatic species. Education, as ever, is vital to the conservation of our Scottish wildcat. We need to continue to encourage buy-in from the gamekeeping and land management sector so that they see the value of carrying out wildcat-friendly predator control practices. We need to ensure that land managers, estate owners, gamekeepers, farmers and crofters are all aware of the part they can play within the Generation Wildcat movement. It's not just about predator control. Those within the farming communities also have a vital role to play in relation to the many feral or farm cats, particularly those living in the project's 5 priority areas of Strathspey, Strathbogie, Angus Glens, Strathpeffer and Morvern. Working with Scottish Wildcat Action and cat protection volunteers not only ensures that these feral cats are neutered, reducing the risk of hybridisation with native wildcats, but will also improve the welfare of the farm cats themselves. Cat neutering programmes deliver a win-win, not just to those living in the wildcat priority areas, but also to all cat owners. Neutering reduces the risk of unwanted litters of kittens, which are at risk of becoming feral, possibly ending up suffering from disease and ill treatment, and also of hybridising with wildcats. So please think very seriously about whether your cat should be vaccinated, neutered and microchipped, for the sake of all domestic and wildcats. I have talked about wildcat-friendly predator control and the importance of neutering of domestic and feral cats. There are 2 other things I would just very quickly mention. The first of these is the role the general public can play. Most of us would love to see a wildcat in its native habitat. Very few of us are so lucky. But there are people who spend a lot of time in the outdoors, whether they are forestry workers or shepherds or walkers or kayakers. The Scottish Wildcat Action Project would love to hear from anybody who thinks they may have seen a wildcat. It may turn out that it is a feral cat or a hybrid, but all information helps to construct the picture of what we know about wildcats. The second thing I want to mention is the importance of conservation breeding for future releases should wildcat numbers prove to be unsustainably low. This possibility has prompted Scottish Wildcat Action to develop a conservation, breeding and reintroduction strategy, which includes a current captive breeding programme. I know some people are worried about this aspect of the work, but it really is important that we have this insurance policy in place. If we get this wrong, there will be no second chance to save Scotland's wildcat. As I said before, the time to take the action to save the wildcat is now. I encourage everyone to get involved, as the actions which we take now can ensure the survival of this species and make us all proud to have been part of Generation Wildcat.